Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandat Pranam. Welcome to the Gita Gyan Telugu English session. Today we will be discussing on the Shloka Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, Shloka 10. Um, Let us recite. Prayanakale manasa chalena bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva bhruvor madhye pranam aveshya samyak satam param purusham upaiti divyam. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who, at the time of death, fixes his life air between the eyebrows and by the strength of yoga, with an undeviated mind, engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion, will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Would anyone devotees like to recite?
May I, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna?
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
Bhagavad Gita 8.10 प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन भक्त्या युक्तो योगबलेन चैव भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश सम्यक् सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who, at the time of death, fixes his air life between the eyebrows and by the strength of yoga, with an undeviating mind, engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion, will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other devotees? Okay, okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I recite it?
Yes, yes, Mataji, please.
Thank you, Prabhuji. प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन भक्तया युक्तो योगबलेन चैव भ्रूमोर्मध्ये प्रणाम अवेशय सम्यक् सतं परं पुरुषम् उपेति दिव्यम्. Translation by His Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. One who at the time of death fixes his life air between the eyebrows and by the strength of yoga and with an undeviating mind engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji, Dandat Pranam. So, Hare Krishna. So now let us just go for the little background of this shloka, where why the Lord is talking about death at the time of death, what our consciousness should be. The background actually is in the beginning of the eighth chapter, Arjuna asks to the Lord Sri Krishna, right? What is self? What are fruitive activities? What is material manifestation? Please tell me about the demigods. Who are demigods? Who is Lord of sacrifice? How does he live in the body? O Madhusudana, and how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? So generally what happens, Prayana Kale, it is called Prayana Kale means at the time of death. But generally when we speak about death at home or it's not a general topic, it's a hush-hush topic. Nobody wants to talk um, about death. But the Lord is telling uh, we have to be like, we should know what happens at the time of death. What sort of consciousness we are supposed to have, what sort of, according to that consciousness, what body we'll get, all those things. So the Lord is telling us, be prepared, right? Be prepared for the death also. It's not like we are preparing only for this life. We have to be prepared for the death also. So here it says, one who at the time of death, we don't know. When the death will come, right? So we have to be prepared. But Parikshit Maharaj, he was very lucky, right? He was blessed. So he had 7 days and he left everything and he prepared for his death, isn't it? He went to gain knowledge, right, from the right source. It's not like gaining knowledge, but not in the right source, in the wrong source. He went to the right source and he got the knowledge, which is very, very important. And what is the Lord saying here? We have to fix the life air between the eyebrows, and by the strength of yoga, with the undeviating mind. That means what? The mind is deviating, right? Arjuna also asks Krishna, "Oh my dear Krishna, you are telling me to always." Uh, when Krishna talks about Ashtanga yoga and all that, Arjuna says, "Oh my God, I can control everything, the wind, fire, that and this with my arrows. But the mind I cannot control." That means the mind is very deviating. So that's why we have to make our mind undeviated, right? We shouldn't allow it to control us, but we should control it. How we have to do? By engaging ourselves in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion, right? Then what will happen? We'll certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So devotion means a person who is devoted, right? A devoted, when we get devoted, we become a devotee. So a person can be devotee in different mood also, right? For example, uh, the gopis and the uh, devotees, they have a loving relationship with the Lord. But a person who is thinking in a bad manner, who hates Lord Krishna, who is that? Kamsa, Shishupala, all there are the Kauravas. They don't like Lord Krishna. So what sort of relationship they have got? That is hatred, right? So it's like that. So that's why we should always have a loving relationship to the Lord. That is very important. So here in Srila Prabhupada, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying, it is clearly stated that at the time of death, the mind must be fixed in devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what happens at the time of death? Generally, we are very, very, very disturbed, right? Because you have made your life all years. A person might be very young age, middle age, old age. So all those lives, he has a lot of experiences, a lot of attachments. His or her mind will be severely disturbed. Due to what? Confusion, no hope. They might not be having hope because of confusion, losing the body, so many attachments. What's going to happen to them, etc., etc. But the devotees, they are a pure devotee is not disturbed, right? Because they have hope, right? They know Lord is there, Lord is watching, Lord is planning everything. They have hope. That's why it's very important to be uh, a devotee. Okay, next. Yes, recently I was listening to a class given by His Grace Sanatan Dharmadas. He gives classes in Hare Krishna TV also. So he was saying it might be our last class also, right? A hearing or to the giver also, right? So that's why we should be serious in our bhakti, serious in our intentions, serious in our choices, right? So Steve Jobs was also used to think, uh, he used to work like this is my last day in my life. In that way, he used to work every day. He used to take his work very seriously. Uh, and here the Lord is saying, Srila Prabhupada is saying in this purport, for those practiced in yoga, it is recommended that they raise the life force between the eyebrows to the Agnya Chakra, the practice of Shat Chakra Yoga involving meditation on the six chakras is suggested here. So the Lord is talking about that. But Srila Prabhupada is saying, in this Kali Yuga, a pure devotee, right? A pure devotee does not practice such yoga, but because he is always engaged in Krishna consciousness at death, he can remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his grace, right? Not our just because we practice, that doesn't mean we'll remember the Lord, but the Lord will by his grace. Yes, this person has this jiva has practiced a lot, so let me uh, help him in at the time of death, like that, right? With his grace we can attain the Lord. So, and also in the Kali Yuga, mind is very disturbed. How can you do all that Shat Chakra and Ashtanga Yoga and all that? It's not possible. So, for us in this Kali Yuga, the main thing is to be Krishna consciousness through chanting the holy name. That is very important. So, and here the very important. Srila Prabhupada is saying the particular use of word yoga balena, it's very important because without practice of bhakti yoga, one cannot come to transcendental state of being at the time of death. For example, I'll give you a small example. Practicing is very important because what happens? Small habits become bigger very tough habits, right. For example, a person who is taking, for example, we are giving a small example only, okay. A person who takes one cigarette by mistake, he has got bad habit and he is taking one cigarette. That will not be enough. The next, after some time, he will take two, again, maybe three, four, like that. It will become a bad habit. In the same way with alcohol and illicit sex, gambling, everything, right? In the same way, for example, the what happens is small habits become culture, and the culture becomes a tradition, right, like that. So for example, Gujaratis, what do? They have a habit of, it's in their culture to worship Gopu, right? In the South India, some parts of South India, it is Lord Venkateshwara, and in some parts of Tamil Nadu, they worship Lord Shiva. Why? Because it has become a culture. In the same way, for another example is, for example, West Bengal and Orissa people, they like rasgullas. Rajasthan, they like gaver. Delhi, you see chana bhatura, for example, right? It's like that. And northern Andhra Pradesh, they have something called Putarekulu. Karnataka, they think is Mysore Pak. But why? Because they have got habituated out of that, right? It has become a tradition in their life because they have been doing it since some long years, like from grandfather, fathers, like that. It has been a tradition. In the same way, if you see these people, if you see Western Bengal or Rajasthan, there is actually another sweet called baklava, right? The Turkish, they make wonderful. That is also a very wonderful sweet. It is very crispy on the outside. Inside, it has nuts and some juice is also there inside. But if I, but if a person who hasn't seen baklava or tasted baklava, would he think about it? Would he think, oh, I want to taste baklava one day? No, he will not yearn for it, right? So that's why it's very important. No taste or less taste will not lead us to think about it all the time. So that's why we need to have a higher taste. That's very important. That will become our consciousness. It stays with us. So that's why what we practice will stay until at the time of our death. Until the death, and also at the time of death, we will think about that only. That's why. Lord, here Srila Prabhupada is also saying, one cannot suddenly remember the Lord at the time of death. One must be practiced some yoga system, especially the system of Bhakti Yoga. That's why the Lord has given us a nice way, right? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahratam asnami prayatatmanaha. That means in the you're utilizing my prakriti. At the first thing what you have to do is, yes, you're utilizing my prakriti, accept it and offer it first to me. You're not the recipient. I am the recipient, right? Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Gnatvamam Shantim Ruchati. I am your friend, right? Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. And when you accept me as the Bhokta, as a recipient, only then you will have peace, right? Like that, the Lord is saying. So that's why we have to practice Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam all the day, right? Before we uh, honor anything, we have to give it to the Lord first, right? So saying, oh my dear Lord, these sense enjoyment is not important for me. You are important because this is your prakriti. You take it first. So we are making a habit, right? Like that. So previously we spoke about habits. So this also, if we make a habit, we'll slowly start making different varieties for the Lord. Srimati Radharani doesn't repeat whatever she has made before. She will never repeat. So it's like that. So we can also make a calendar, one monthly calendar. Okay, this day I have made this. Next, for 1 week, 10 days, we will not repeat it. Right, like that. So the Lord will also, we will be able to offer Lord nice items without repetition, like that. And then when we offer, then we can accept, like that. What will happen then? We are telling the Lord, we are accepting, oh my dear Lord, you're first, I am not first, you are the master, I am the servant, like that. We will discuss what will happen if we don't, that we will discuss later. So since one's mind at death is very disturbed, one should practice transcendence through the yoga during one's life, right? Like that, right? We have to practice it. um, And here, let us discuss some things that are happening in our daily life. Actually, the Lord doesn't want us to stay here, right? That is the reason why. Why did He give us the human body? So that we practice all these things, right? He wants us to make this place, right? Utilize this place for us to learn, practice, and go back. That is the reason He has given us this human body. Otherwise, He would have given some other body. We will discuss in what way. Like for example, okay, water. So if you see, excuse me, see, water is so cold. See, because of the cold winters, in the morning when we wash our face, water is so cold, right? Can we bathe with that cold water? No, it's not possible. In the same, but in the afternoon, because of the sun, the water becomes little warm. So when we bathe, also, what do? We use the heater, geyser, etc., etc. In the same way, we what else do we use the water for? We clean our mouth, we bathe, right? We shave, right? For shaving also, it is induced on us, right? We cut our nails, but do we do it by ourselves? No, we use Krishna's energy, right? Without Krishna's energy, we cannot sustain. For example, the sunlight is there. We have eyes, but without light, can we see? It's not possible, right? It will be pitch dark. But also, if you see, sleep is induced to us, hunger is induced on us, thirst is induced on us, and breathing of air is also induced on us. It's not like we want to become thirsty, we want to become hungry, but Lord, we might not want to sleep, but the sleep is induced. And in the same way, once we sleep, we have to again come back to clean ourselves in the morning. So it is like Lord is saying, you at any time, you're never independent, you're always dependent on me through my energy, like that, right? So without heater it becomes very hard. See, people are the weather is changing all the time, people are feeling, they are getting different types of diseases, etc., etc., right? Cold, cough, etc. So we are always, the Lord has made us in such a way that you're never independent, you're always dependent on my energy. You can't enjoy independent of me, like that the Lord is saying. That's why we have to do this patram pushpam, we have to follow patram pushpam phalam toyam, right? For example, if everything is nice, and warm water, everything is perfectly fine, would anyone want to leave this world? No, we would stay here only. So the Lord has induced this inconvenience on us, so that we will understand, oh, why this inconvenience is being put on us. Who is doing all this? The sun is coming and going in the night. Who is behind this? Like that, people will start thinking, right? Through this we will be able to understand, oh, there is somebody behind this, right? For example, if you see, there is a lot of smog in Delhi, the prices of the apartments in Bombay is very very high, Hyderabad also very high, so people are slowly coming to Bangalore, some from nice good weather, like that. So I wanted to share something with you. uh, yeah, okay. So if you see this, this is a robo made by someone. Please see this carefully. Okay, so what is your first uh, impression, like first thought that you got after seeing the video? Can anyone tell?
It's a man-made.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's a man-made.
Okay, sorry. I couldn't hear Ganesh Prabhuji. I think you were saying something.
I said it's a man-made.
Yeah, okay. Yes, it is man-made. Yes. Any
To,
others would like to
to
say?
function, he has to depend upon somebody.
Yes. Somebody.
It's an
Yes.
artificial.
Uh-huh. Yes. Any others?
And even while going through the lanes and walking, he was facing difficulties
Yes.
and many stoppages also.
Yes.
And no life.
No life. Okay.
Chaotic.
Sorry, Mataji. Chaotic, did you say?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Very good. Everybody has said their opinion. Thank you very much. Um, see, everyone have their own opinions. Uh, but one thing we have to understand is somebody has created it. Is it a great thing or not? Something which is like rare, right, isn't it? You don't see robots walking on the road like that independently. The creator is a great. What he might have created. It might not be perfect, but it is doing things on its own. It's been created, right? The creator is a great person. Whoever has created, there is a team of scientists, engineers. Somebody has worked behind that. In the same way, if you see. When we see people, I'll share something else also here. Where is it? Think Sorry. Are you able to see? No. Okay. Did to share. I just made a small pic. Sorry, devotees. 1 minute. Okay. Now, if you see this, we were very small when we were kids, right? Very small. Before when we were about to be conceived, like for example, in the first month, how were we? Very, very small. By the ninth month, within the mother's womb, we have become big. And when we come out, we were very small. And then slowly, we increased our size, right? The body size has increased. And then slowly, j- uh, Jara Vyadi, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi, right? Old age also comes. One Kaumaram Yavanam Jara, right? In the Kaumaram, very small age. Yavanam, in the middle age. Jara, old age, right? Don't we need, if we can say that the creator of that robo is a great person, he whatever that team is great, very great. What about the person, the Jiva, the great supreme personality of Godhead who has created this wonderful human body? Right? Sorry. Just think about it. We have the robo has few parts and it is programmed. It has some bolts and nuts. What about the human body? The our senses, right? The nose is doing something, the ear has some capacity, the brain, the eyes, we are able to talk, right? We are able to taste, the legs, the hands, the brain. Just think about the brain, how the neurologist might be a great doctor, but they're always scared of doing a brain surgery, right? How the heart is functioning, how the lungs are functioning, how the heart is pumping all the body blood throughout the body, and then it mixes with the oxygen, takes it to the brain, and not only that, the brain is able to remember so many things. If we say that the robo maker is a great person, or the team is a great, what, just think about it, how great the Lord is. Just we just take things for granted, right? How great the Lord is. And it's not like one body. There are 7 billion population, only human beings, and not to talk about the other jivas, right? Other insects, reptiles, animals, uh, birds, and aquatics, and what to say about the trees. So many jivas, so many bodies the Lord is making. Don't we need to think that how great he is? Like that, right? We should always hear the Lord is telling why the people are doing all the wrong things, because of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. People don't know what is right, what is wrong, so uh, they have FOMO, right? And what are we doing here? We have come separately to enjoy as a master. Like we have circles, our own family circle, that circle, this circle, but we have not we have taken things for granted, what the Lord has done to us, how He has created us, how He is maintaining. We say thank you to our parents or somebody who gives us something, but we never say thank you to the Lord. I mean, whoever is not saying, we we are never thankful to the Lord for what He has done, the greatness, what how great the Lord is, like that, right? So uh, so that's why this is very important to have to have that gratitude. So gratitude is very important. Why the Lord has induced all these things to us? For human, for example, human body, he cannot bear the chill, but he has, but to other animals and other jivas, he has given nice. If you see polar bear, it has it never shivers, it is very happy. Crocodile, if you see 3 months 4 months, if there is no food, right, if there in the summer times, it makes a big hole and it stays for 4 months, it stays without any food. It is given, the capacity is already given to gain all that fat from the tail, and it survives, no problem. For example, a lion or all these other animals, they can once if it eats for 1 week 10 days, they don't hunt again. So what I am trying to say here is, if we don't utilize our human body to understand who is behind uh, our creation, who is maintaining the nature, who is governing the nature, if we don't understand, if we live only like animals, right, only eating, mating, sleeping, defending, if we only do that, there is no difference between us and animal. So the Lord thinks, okay, this person is utilizing this body only as a animal, let me give that body, right? So in the beginning, what did we see? In what way you are meditating, what is your consciousness, that if you meditate on me, you will get me. In the same way, if we behave like animals, we will get an animal body. If we behave like a tree, we will get a tree body. If we behave like a somebody says, I want full freedom, you will get a bird body. Right, we have a lot of people who are cheating, right, in this world. They cheat, a lot of rapes are happening. What is that? Like, there is something. What does Krishna say? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarvapabhyapyo mokshayishami mashashaha. So surrender, there is something called surrender. In surrender, there is uh, voluntary surrender and there is forceful surrender. So people who does all these forceful surrender, they become uh, wild animals, right? No, the prey doesn't want to surrender, but it is forcefully made to surrender. In the same way, what's happening in our world also, right? Men abusing women, like that. So that's why the first important thing that we as human beings need to have is gratitude. Very important. We may say thank you to our indirectly to our parents, but who is the direct giver? Sorry, the direct giver are only our parents and our friends, etc., but the indirect giver is actually the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So that's why it's very important uh, that we give attention not to our senses but to the ultimate creator and maintainer, right? So the real giver is actually the Lord through Prakriti. From Prakriti, our parents, the parents give it to us. So the actual giver is the Lord. That's why he says, Aham Bija Pradapitaha, right? So, uh, for example, if you see Gaza, Gaza has a lot of aid around it, but they are unable to take it. At the time of Corona, air was there, but we couldn't breathe. So that's why it's like that. Krishna gives us a chance, but if we don't utilize the chance properly, he gives us remembrance sometimes that, oh, you can, this is not for enjoyment, this world is not for your enjoyment, it is my world. You cannot compete with me, you cannot imitate me. I am the creator, proprietor, controller, enjoyer. That's why the Lord gives us another shloka, also another solution. What is that? In 4.9, janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. So what is the Lord saying here? My birth and my activities are divine and they are transcendental. They are not normal, they are transcendental. So when we know about those activities, right, for them, they will not come back to this material world, they will go back home, back to Godhead. I'll give you, and all the activities, all these activities of the Lord are written in 10th canto. And Srila, if you, the importance of 10th canto is that when Srila Prabhupada was writing, translating 5th or 6th canto, he becomes severely sick. excuse me, he becomes severely sick, and he stops writing fifth canto or that canto, and he goes directly to 10th canto. He totally writes, translates to 10th canto, and then comes back to that fifth, sixth. That means you can understand how important this 10th canto is. That means the activities of the Lord, the birth, how the Lord takes his birth, because here the Lord is telling why. That's why reading Krishna book, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is very, very important. Then we can understand what is my capacity as a jiva and what is the capacity of the Lord. The Lord can do wonderful things. Did we were we born with the Kaustubha jewel, four hands, with yellow colored dhoti, like that, a lot of hair, right? No. Can we lift Govardhanagiri, a hill, with our little pinky finger? No. For 7 days, 7 nights? No, it's not possible. Like that. In Damodar Lila also, 2 inches too short. Um, Mother Yashoda is trying to bind Lord Krishna, but she is unable to bind. Why? Because it's always 2 inches too short. She brings all the ropes in Vrindavan. She is not able to. But Lord sees her effort, and then he allows to be bound. In the same way, right, in the same way, we Lord sees our effort also, right? Then slowly he helps us, and definitely he will help us. So, but the most important thing is, first of all, being gratitude for the Lord that he has given us this human body, and also we are able to say thank you. Can a dog say thank you? For example, if we give something to the dog, it will wave its tail and it will take whatever we have given, but it can never say thank you to the Lord. But we can say. But if we don't say that, then there is no difference between us and animals. We will be given another body at the time of death, right, like that. So that's very important. So we should understand, we can never compete with the Lord, we cannot imitate the Lord. That's why we have to surrender to the Lord. It's very important. And and the Lord also says in 10th canto, what does he, sorry, 10th chapter, 10th chapter, 8th sloka, right? I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me within their hearts. Like that. See, the Lord is everything. And what are we supposed to do? What is the Lord saying with this human body? What do we do? The thoughts of my pure devotees in the ninth shloka. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted in my service, and they derive great satisfaction, bliss, from always enlightening one another and conversing about me, right? Tushyanticha ramanticha. So what we supposed to do, not prajalpa and all that. We have to converse about the Lord's activities. What will happen? We will get great satisfaction and bliss. And when we become a nice devotee, what does the Lord say? What does the Lord do? To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me, right? So when we become a devotee, slowly, slowly we improve. Can anyone become a pure devotee all of a sudden? No. It takes a lot of effort. But when we do the effort, they same way, right? Yashoda Mata was trying to catch. When Lord Krishna sees, oh my God, my mother is running, the hair has got untied, the flowers have fallen down. Then after seeing her effort, he gets caught. He allows to be caught. In the same way, when we do our effort nicely, then the Lord will give us the understanding, how we can come. He will give us, we improve in our knowledge. That's what it says, Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito. Slowly, slowly we get different understandings, realizations, and from that our faith will increase, right? Then we become a better devotee than we were before. And see in this, the next loka, to show them special mercy, I dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born out of ignorance. Like that, right? So the Lord will give us knowledge. When we become a devotee, slowly, slowly, the Lord will help us by removing our ignorance. Then we will become a nice devotee. Then we can remember the Lord, because we have practiced all that in our lives. We can remember the Lord at the time of death. Then we can go back to God. But if we don't utilize this human body properly, then the Lord is bound to give us another body, which is that 80 lakh species, right? Animals, birds, whatever, like that. Or at least if we are unsuccessful, at least we can become a human body, at least we'll get a human life in our next life, human body in our next life. We can be either born in a very rich family, aristocratic, or at least we can be born in a devotee family, so that we can continue being a devotee, and then at least we can try in our next life. So that's why it's very important to be practicing Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, who knows, we may lose this wonderful opportunity of the human body. So thank you, dear devotees. Remembering the Lord is very important. That's what we discussed. And practice is very important. Thank you, dear devotees. Dandavat Pranam. Next shloka we will discuss in the tomorrow.